Hello Twilight, Metal Likes Waffles here. Hope you can hear me okay, see me okay, hear the game okay, and you see it okay. And I, for some reason, decided to do Bloodborne Chalices. Why am I torturing myself exactly? Someone must be wondering. Well, that's because there's only 3 story chalices left. I'm not kidding, I checked my notes. There's this one, Loran, the Great Chalice, however you're effing supposed to say that. And then the Great Fumero Ilu, again, however the F you're supposed to say that. There's 3. And obviously there's more chalices than this. I'm just doing a specific number for storyline. That's why I call them storyline chalices. I'm not doing them all. If you want to see them all, I found a mad person on YouTube who did do that, so I'll be linking their playlist in all of the video descriptions for my Chalice run now. That way you can see someone who decided to do that, because you couldn't pay me. You couldn't give me the money that I needed for the PC upgrade to make me do all the chalices, okay? And you can see the number down there on the little corner. 2,615. That's how much I need for a better PC. That's at least good. Anyway, did you know that you can hurt yourself just by doing stretches if you stretch wrong? Because you can. I did that to myself yesterday in doing a basic workout with like, what was it, a crunch of some sort? I don't remember what it was, but it put a lot of pressure on my head, and next thing I knew, when I stopped, my head was effing killing me. Oh look, a Chalice dungeon that actually looks different. I'm impressed. Now, on the note of, again, why I'm doing this, despite the fact I loathe chalices, again, I only have 3 left. Then I don't have to worry about them anymore. Well, that's not entirely true, actually. I don't have online, so I can't use a chalice code. Well, I could get it, actually. I got my allowance. Speaking of, I need to message Mr. Lance. Anyway, yeah, I am doing the Bloodborne Chalices so I can finally be done with them. Are there things I'm going to have to use chalice codes to get? Probably. Because this is 100%. And mind you, you don't have to get every rune to get 100%, which I think is kind of dumb, because wouldn't that count toward 100%? But whatever, so every weapon, every hunter garb, every single dang rune. And of course, killing all the bosses. But that's a given. So yeah, this is literally all that's left of my 100% walkthrough of Bloodborne. Once I do this, and at least get access to things I need to get access to, I don't have to mess with it anymore. And I can assure you that casual run I've got going of Bloodborne, I will probably not touch the Chalice dungeons. And I'm already irritated because that's there. Effing additional mother effing room. And my left arm already hurts. And okay. Oh shoot. Obviously I'm not worried about the rat. Scourge Beast is the concern. Now, I'm sure I've already said it, like, way a long time ago, but I'm not going to do enemy cards for crap we've already seen. And we met rats and scourge beasts in Central effing Gehrman, guys. Does everybody else hear that? Shoot. Remember, you guys don't like arcane. Ow, okay, now it's hurting my upper arm. Gosh, as soon as I started holding the controller to play the dang game. I don't know why that's moving around, either. Now, while I'm in a horrifically boring location, because I find all Chalice dungeons to be dull. Let me stretch my arm. Ow, this already really hurts. Let's talk about what Minna's been doing, because she's not been streaming. After that one Infinity Nikki stream, yes, I was tempted to stream more of that, but I wasn't really doing much other than, still running around trying to find chests to get, you know, diamonds for pulls, doing side quests for pulls, and then I looked at video guides for a couple of the side quests, and it turned out the one with the Coliseum, it was right effing in front of me across the way from the stinking waypoint for teleporting, when I really felt stupid when I saw that in the effing video. Anyway, ignoring that. Yeah, I wasn't doing much that was particularly entertaining in Nikki at that point, so I just didn't show it. I did get the outfit I wanted, and I have since gotten loads of blood echoes to the... I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. I have since gotten loads of diamonds. I've got like 3,000. I could probably do pulls for the other outfit on the banner, like the main one, but I haven't wanted to, because I don't want it. Oh, son of a... Okay, I can't hear anything. I'm gonna have to turn up the volume on my TV. You guys probably hear it just fine. I am hearing a weird effing noise. Was I tripping? I swear I was hearing something screech. Ritual Blood 5. I needed those, right? You know, I need to do something with my setup so I can plug my headphones into my controller, because then I can hear stuff so much better. Problem is, though, the capture card doesn't capture the audio then. There's a way to fix that, but I'm not too clear on it. Like, some people say there's something in the settings you can play with. Other people... Okay. Other people say that you have to buy something. And I got both of these things from effing Reddit, which is usually really good. I'd ask my bruh, but he doesn't exactly stream. He knows a lot about streaming, though, because he's looked into it a lot. I hear lightning. That'll be the lightning. Oh, there's an effing twitchy! I thought it was too quiet in here. Bruh? We're not doing this, okay? Oh my word, that hurt. And this is my main hunter who's got a load of HP. And her defense isn't much to sniff at, but then again, I am wearing armor that's not built for defense. I literally wear this just because I like Lady Maria. Is it the best for defense? Heck nah. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it. When it comes to defense, there's definitely some armor sets I would recommend, but it ain't this, I can tell you that. Okay, is that what I came in here for? Oh... I did see another passage over here. Right? Yeah, there's a dude on the floor. Interesting how we put beast patients in here. Aren't these guys Gehrman? Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If I think about it, the beasts of old Gehrman look kind of similar to Loran's silver beasts. That begs a couple questions then. Well, there wouldn't have been any need for that. I was just thinking the whole thing that happened in Old Gehrman was because of the healing church. At least that's the theory line I follow. I'm expecting to get jumped, that's why I'm panning the camera. I effing knew there was somebody here. There had to be somebody here. You might have hit me, but I'm hitting you a whole lot harder. That is why I keep a heavy weapon. Dudes like that. Anyway, ignore me thinking of crap that doesn't make any sense in this game. This is a Lovecraftian Eldritch horror, Midna. Stuff's not gonna make sense. Well, this extra doesn't make sense because I'm stupid. Ignore me. Now, what else was Midna doing while she wasn't streaming? Honestly, I was still playing Infinity Nikki. I did a couple more side quests just to get them done, and I came across one that was infuriating, and I refused to continue it. I'm not kidding, I walked away from it after I completed part 1. I feel like part 2 and 3 is gonna be the same, so I was like, F that noise, I am effing out. I was not willing to do that crap again. It wasn't particularly hard, it was just frustrating. Slight lag spike right there. Why? I see you. I also started messing with my house in Infinity Nikki and getting new ability outfits for the home stuff, and I can tell you right now, I am not going to be building something extremely awesome for Nikki's house. It kind of reminded me of building in The Sims, except I have to use a game controller instead of keyboard, which is not as precise. I did hear about house schemes, and whenever I tried to use one, and after I got a code, it wouldn't let me save it. I couldn't use the dang thing. And then when I was trying to figure out how to cook, and I couldn't find the dang furniture that was required to let me cook, it was like, what, 2 days worth? Because at the end of one of those days, I got angry and said, F this, and stopped. Second day, I finally messed with it again, and I finally found the piece of effing furniture that I needed so that Nikki could cook. Or I should say bake. And by the way, the cooking in that game is very simple, so far as I can tell, but then again, it's not meant to be a baking simulator. I'd still like a really good baking sim. People who made Chef Life Restaurant Simulator, I would love if they did something. Like, I can talk about all the things I would like in a baking game, but let's not do that again. So! Well, I'm probably not going to remember that later, but that would have been a good surprise mother effer moment. Yeah, Minna doesn't have an editor, so she does all this herself. It's why she can't stream while she's editing, because literally the potato can't handle that. It kind of runs sort of crumbly when I'm just editing. Can you imagine me trying to record or stream something? The PC would effing die, dude. This almost seems like it'd be a ravine or something. Okay, I see messenger lamps on the floor. Do I need speed or do I need strength? Strength. Hands down, strength. Again, you can kill any beast with effing anything. This is just what works for me. You don't have to do what Midna does. In fact, I don't entirely know a good build. Costin is a jack of all trades build. And what other builds I have made, which is like none, it's usually skill-based because I hate chasing down enemies with a heavy weapon when they're faster than me. I have hardly ever done heavy weapon-based characters. In fact, I don't think I've ever done one properly. I made an attempt once, it was an arcane heavy. I got to fighting Gehrman the Final Hunter, and I said F this. And I just used Ludwig's blade in its basic form, just so that I could effing hit the fool, because he was so fast. So yeah, if you want tips for building your Bloodborne character, I don't think you should ask Midna. And where's my way out? Okay, here we go. This is why I put shining coins on the floor. But yes, I've been having fun trying to figure out how the house functions in Infinity Nikki. It wasn't... There's a lot more of these places than you'd think, huh? But it's like Infinity Nikki house isn't that bad, but when you're dumb like I am, some things can be a little difficult. Of course, I'll get some people going, man, you're not dumb. It's like, dude, do you watch me play these games? I do some particularly stupid things occasionally. Often. Let's go with often. That's different. Okay. I like it because it's different. And what was that lag spike? Interesting. No, wait, I'm pretty sure you're the Loran Silver Beast. I actually looked up someone playing through this Chalice because I got sick of being surprised by the bosses. I know, it took me effing long enough. Shut up. On another note, Zelda Breath of the Wild is ready for me to play that again, finally. Since this is a boss, I'm gonna go on a technical standpoint and put his boss enemy card on screen. Wherever he may be. There he is. There he is. Giving myself plenty of time to do this. Okay, I didn't expect you to be able to hit me that easily. Do you dislike Arcane by any chance? Because I have Arcane tools, I kinda would like to use them. Why am I doing that much damage to you? Okay, that wasn't terrible. Oh, no, don't do that. You're a lot faster like that, and I hate when you do that. You're way too fast in that state. Yeah, I don't find the crawling thing creepy on those guys, I just find it frustrating because they're quick. Funny, considering how they move when they're like that is sort of creepy, but it doesn't bother me that much. When more human-esque characters do it, that's when it bugs me, because the human body's not meant to do that. I am not worried about the rest of this, because I know what the other boss is, plural. I think there's 2 more. We're gonna find out, because I don't remember, and I literally looked at that tonight. It is 4:45 a.m., by the way. Midna, what the heck, someone says. You're aware that my sleep schedule gets effed, right? We've talked about this. And that is a bit of a, whoa, hi, long-winded explanation as to why it is effed up. But if I can make it short, hopefully, I can't summarize for crap. Okay, Muriette knows that perfectly well, because we write together, and I'm terrible at summarizing. Why'd I hit that button? Alright, because I'm on Infinity Nikki controls, that's why. That's usually one of my action buttons. You were just a little bit too far away from me, I cannot believe that. Ah! I want to avoid getting hit because they're doing a lot of damage. Anyway, long story short on why Midna's sleep schedule gets effed so easily, Midna has anxiety problems. And if you've never had anxiety problems, I am so happy for you, I'm not even exaggerating. I am glad you don't have anxiety problems. You don't want to have anxiety problems. I would put anxiety on the level of how bad it is. Okay, maybe not exactly on the level, but it's like a step beneath it. I would put anxiety maybe a little beneath depression. Of course, that also depends on what type of anxiety you have. Mine is actually mild half the time. Well, most of the time I would say now it's pretty mild. Sometimes it kicks up a notch again, though. It's not common, but it does happen. I don't suppose. No. Why is that? Oh, there's a light right there. Okay, there's a ladder. Does that loop around? And what's with all this foggy crap? Okay, I'm guessing I'm going through there. See, there's a few doorways in here. I didn't... Okay, I came from there. There's a door there. Alright, I'm going in here. Well, actually, I'm going in here after I make sure there's no other doors. I'm stupid. But yeah, Midna has anxiety issues. And some years ago, quite a few at this point, is when it really kicked up a notch, because I didn't used to have these issues. And I was so anxiety-ridden, so dang fearful if something bad was going to happen, that I made myself deliberately stay awake, even when I was super tired. That was pointless. Even when I was super tired, I would fight it. Because I felt like if I stayed awake, then I could prevent whatever bad thing from happening. Well, from happening. What was that bad thing? Basically anything physically harmful. To me, or my household, my family, yeah. Just that? Just that. Okay. And the ladder there. I don't like that fog. But yes, that's how my sleep got effed up. Okay then. I made myself stay awake because I was too dang terrified to sleep. And my body got used to it. And so it's easy for my sleep schedule to get effed up. I no longer do it on purpose. Let me stretch, sorry. It just happens now. I'm used to it. I don't want to hear any sympathy or, oh, I'm sorry, Midna. Please don't say it. I don't want to hear it. I am used to it. It's just a fact of my life at this point. Don't say it. I appreciate that you feel bad for me. But please, save your pity for someone who does want to hear it. Or at very least sympathy. If you don't like the word pity, let's go with sympathy. Is that just a candle, or... Okay, yeah, those are just lights. These big rooms are really funny. Oh wait, there's either something in it or there's something's not in it. Makes them really awkward to deal with. Okay, I'm going over here. Shoot. Where did you think you were gonna go? I probably don't even want that. But yeah, there you go. My anxiety having kicked up a notch once upon a time has permanently caused my sleep to become effed up occasionally. And now and again, like I already mentioned, the anxiety kicks up again. It was like, what, 2 Halloweens ago at this point? That I had another spike, and it wasn't good. What the heck is that? Are you attacking me with a corpse? That causes rapid poisoning, apparently. If I'm looking at that correctly. What the actual F? That's rapid poison? Okay, maybe if he was hitting me consistently, it would have done something. And I only think that was rapid poisoning. It's not like I was really getting a good look at it. Well, I got a look at its icon, but it didn't really get to affect me. I feel like something bad's gonna be in here. Well, there's a lot of corpses. You know, on the note of my sleep schedule being effed, that is why my channels haven't really grown, or at least probably have one good reason. Having a consistent schedule is good. That's pretty much what everyone's told me when I've idly just asked. I've never been huge about building my channels because I do this for fun and to share that fun with other people. If I made money off it, cool, awesome, but not a primary goal. But that is my main problem right there. I do not even have a schedule, let alone any measure of mother effing consistency. And I'm probably never going to. Okay, let's at least be on the executioner gloves, because that would actually be helpful. At least a little. You're behind one of your friends. You can't jump at me. Nope. You guys aren't particularly strong. And you didn't come at me as a pack very well. But yeah, Midna has no consistent schedule, let alone even a schedule. I don't have set times I stream when I'm able to, and when I'm in the good mood enough to do so. With my sleep being effed up, if I'm sleeping during the day, I'm not going to have streams during the daytime. That's a plain and simple fact. I'm asleep. I can't. And if I'm awake at night, well, obviously I'm going to stream at nighttime instead. And then when my sleep temporarily fixes itself, which usually takes some time, I might add, can take a whole month occasionally. Then yeah, I will stream during the day and I can be, sort of consistent, at least a little bit. But that's mostly with streams. Like, I'll try to do it at the same time, but I can't make promises about my ability to do that. Do I try? Yes. Do I usually succeed? Can't always say yes. Let's give my mother F an extra door. I just know it. No? I don't trust you. Well, there was no extra door. Okay, who's behind here? I can't remember who this is. Who's behind this door? Okay, Loran, Silver Beast, and then... I want to say it's that one beast, but I think that's the final boss? And I don't think I'm there yet? Well, if I regret this, I regret this. Plain and mother effing simple. Okay, I kind of regret this. Not for the reasons I thought I was going to, but sort of regret. Just a little. You don't stunlock. At least not particularly easily. And I didn't look at his boss card to know what he's weak to. I totally could have done that. Why am I dumb? What are you doing? I am not going to use Tiny Nitrous on this guy. That's just stupid. I mean, you don't apply fire to put it out. Okay, again, I maybe shouldn't use that. Ow. Okay, I don't think he cares particularly about Arcane. Ow. This guy his main issue is that he's quick. Is he hitting hard? Does he have electrical effect? Let's say yes to both of those things. But the biggest concern is that he's really fast. And I think I should employ some hit and run tactics here. Just because trying to do full combos with Rikuyo is not really working. Do you have some wind effects? Okay, I can even hit you twice when you do that. Dude. That'll cost him a bit. But anyway, yes. If you want to be able to, you know, build up a YouTube or Twitch channel, have a schedule and be consistent with it, it'll help a lot, trust me. It's how a lot of other streamers have gotten where they are, and YouTubers. Minna just has her sleep problem. Which honestly makes it probably a better idea to like go to the YouTube channel and watch there instead. Plus the content gets edited and you don't have to watch a bunch of stuff you probably don't care about. Okay then. I barely hit him one couple times and he's already destroying me. I begin to see why people use poison daggers against this guy. Because he's annoying. Gee, wait, isn't there one that's worse? That just occurred to me. So Loran's a lot about lightning, I suppose? I wonder why. I mean, what exactly is it affects what turns a person into what sort of beast? It's obviously, it's probably not the great one they take off by not, you know, following through with the blood contract. Because in this case, I'm pretty sure it's a Briotas. At least that's just the primary theory. The one that I'm rolling with. Like 700 damage, that's not terrible. That's not what I meant to do. Did you just do a quick punch or did you try to grab me? Why was I just standing in front of him like an absolute dumb? That's the quickest way to get hit a bunch. Well, like that, and I'm stuck up against a wall, so that's not helping. And I need to GTFO right now because he hits me too many more times while I don't have a high health, and it costs him his dead again. I need to stop using arcane tools because he doesn't care. Is this music from a different boss fight? Okay, I got him. Sounds familiar. Alright. I'm not even sure how much switching to Henrik's stuff even helped me there. That might be more useful for the other boss, if I'm honest. Okay. For those of you who've been enjoying the Breath of the Wild playthrough, F's sake. I repeat, that is ready to go, and if you're on my Discord channel, you already knew that. Because I mentioned it in the news segment. Hello? I hit you harder. I don't have a lot of supplies. What am I doing? That looked a little funny. The lighting effect made that look seriously disturbing. It looked like there was a bunch of human arms peeking out of the Wandering Madness and they were just scrambling along the ground. That's how the weird lighting effect made that look to me. Which is why I hesitated before I went after it. It's like, what the heck? Why does it look like that right now? Hello? I was gonna say, I don't remember killing you. I only just came into this room. Okay, I don't think I need to use 3 coins. Let's just use 1. Can cold blood, hot dang. I've kind of been missing Breath of the Wild, I'll admit. It's just... we all know why I wasn't playing it. I needed Korok seeds for my inventory. And I have never made it a secret how much I hate doing that. Hello. Even Korok seed hunting on my own time wasn't that effective. I can hit you through the door. Why'd you come up against the door again, you idiot? That made it really easy for me to kill you. Whoa. Big room. Thought that was a person. Hi. How are things? On the subject of Breath of the Wild, I think I can very confidently say I'll probably never do an actual playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom. I know I attempted to do a blind playthrough, but... I honestly haven't really played it again ever since I bought Breath of the Wild on the Switch. I've thought about it occasionally, but I haven't felt enough of a good reason to archive whatever big game is there at the moment. Wait, what the... Okay, that's interesting. I took a side room and it just brought me to where I actually wanted to go. That's confusing. As soon as I saw the glowing door, I knew. Not to mention a summon right there in a side room? What the heck? Why would there be a summon in a side room? That's interesting. Let's backtrack a little. But anyway, there are things about Tears of the Kingdom I like, but there was a lot of it I actually didn't like. I briefly touched on that before, but I never went into a lot of detail. Like, the main thing that bugged me was F off ragdoll physics. Was that it was literally the same world and there was just new stuff added onto it. You didn't scare me, but you almost hit me. It's like, I watched someone's, I forget their YouTube name. I can link it in the description if you want to see it. And they make a lot of effing good points that I agreed with. And they brought up stuff that I didn't think about. And it was like, wow, what were the game devs thinking when they did this? But it's like, Tears of the Kingdom is basically a copy and paste of Breath of the effing Wild, guys. With just a few extra pieces of content. It's not really good. Mind you, yes, that's mostly a personal opinion, but I know that person I watched that video for really picked apart the game and found all the things that were bad, and I found not a lot that I could disagree with. I'd already been thinking some of it. Like, the tutorial area is literally just a copy and paste of the Great Plateau. Except in Tears, you're in the Great Sky Island, and your shrines look different, and you have a different dead king you're hanging out with. And they're both telling you need to help Zelda, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I noticed that immediately, and I was like, okay, sure. I was willing to look past it. And then we came to the thing I really didn't like about it, which was how the weapon thing worked. Oh yeah, so we have lost and uncanny types of weapons. We already have every weapon type, so I have no need for these. Hello? I'll buy it, I guess. Probably won't use it, but I'll buy it. Wait, did I kill Patches? He's supposed to... Ha! Strange. Did I kill him? I'm gonna have to check that now. Now, the durability system of weapons in Breath of the Wild, it didn't really bother me that much. I learned how to work with it. Not to mention, I figured it made a little bit of sense. Like, Link won't remember how to perform maintenance on his weapons. He's got amnesia thanks to the Shrine of Resurrection. What exactly stopped him from learning weapon maintenance later on, though? Nothing. So that bugged me a smidge. But that's when you have to tell yourself this is a game mechanic. That's just how it's gonna be. Do people use duplication glitches? Just so they don't have to hunt for things? Yes. Did I actually check into that at one point? I won't deny it, but I didn't want to be bothered to try to make it work. So I did it the old-fashioned way. Are duplication glitches helpful? Yes, of course they are. People wouldn't do them if they weren't useful. I just didn't have the patience to try to make it work, so I didn't do it. That's literally the only reason I never tried to use a duplication glitch. Other than, of course, I didn't really want to glitch something. It's like, in Tears of the Kingdom, though, they upped that to a degree that I effing hated. I'm about to get smacked off this thing. So, weapon durability is still a thing. I didn't mind that. I just would have appreciated if, no, there was a repair function. I wondered if they were going to do that. I know they're doing it in effing Switch too. F you, Nintendo! Not all of us have the money to buy your effing new consoles. Especially your games, which are expensive too. For those of us who don't effing have the money. F you, Nintendo! You greedy sons of B! Okay, I actually didn't want to say that. I'm sure they have a lot of nice mothers. But you get the point. That's not cool. Regardless, Tears of the Kingdom system, the gloom destroys weapons. How did that not hit me? There it goes. I want to know what that is. Those blood vials. What do you have to do? Yeah, I see you. Why'd you take so long to react to my presence? You could see me, couldn't you? But decayed weapons, that's just how the default weapons are, unless you... I just thought about how that works. Caution, we did not just... Okay, leaving. I'm not gonna think about that anymore. I'm probably wrong anyway. Let's talk about how Tears of the Kingdom kinda sucks. And why didn't you aggro? I wasn't exactly quiet when I killed your friend. But decayed weapons, everything is like that except for you can find them in the depths in specific places. And I'm gonna do this. Now regarding that, there is someone who figured out where you can find weapons in the depths that are, you know, the things you would actually like to have. You have to find it up above in the surface first, and then hope for RNG. Which, goody, RNFNG. I swear I used all mine up when I was doing polls in Infinity Nikki. Couldn't get the weapon drops I wanted in Breath of the Wild. Anyway... If you want your decayed weapons to be good, you have to fuse something onto it. And now... This bugs me. Because I need to have weapons on the side to use so that I can, you know, kill a monster for its horn? Now, the way I went about this was... I ultimately figured out, at least as far as I could tell, that Lionel horns were some of the best horn I was gonna get a hold of. I went through black-colored enemies, silver ones, like Silver Levzolphos, however you say their effing name. I went through some regular-colored Lionels, but I ultimately found... What was it? The silver or the white-maned ones? One of those types of Lionels, but I found they had the highest damage output horn. And... killing the Lionel's not the easiest thing. You're gonna need a couple weapons for that. Hence why I made the comment that you need some stuff on the side just so that you can, you know, get more horns. Yes, you can attach Zone Ice stuff in ways that, you know, prevent you from losing durability on other weapons. And then you can go to Terrytown and unfuse things and get your stuff back. But whether or not all your stuff survives fighting a Lionel is debatable. And I see a Twitchy. I don't like that I can't see the rest of the room, though. Wait, are you the one I fought earlier? I think you are, because that was a big room you were in. You can stay there. I don't need to kill you again. I wasn't in a fight, so I could get rid of that immediately. Oh, this looks like a rolling ball of doom moment. Some bolt paper. Fair enough. I don't particularly need King Cold Blood. 2 summons! That's not a good omen. Having 1 summon in a Chalice dungeon is concerning enough, but 2? Oh boy. But yeah, the weapon system in tiers. Whoa. I basically got the idea kind of off of Major Slack when I watched him play Dead Space. He called it junk ammo, where he just breaks the surroundings and uses that to kill the necromorphs. I mean, come on, it's there, just use it. Especially since you can 1-shot or 2-shot things half the time. Why wouldn't you do that? But that's what I did when fighting Lynels. I would get weapons that I didn't... Are you serious? Okay. I would get weapons I didn't care about, like high durability or long throw. And I would just save those for killing Lynels. I would collect them, and then I would worry about getting the good stuff after I collected enough Lynel horns. The process worked pretty okay, but it was effing annoying. Weapon durability is one thing, guys, but to make it decayed, and the only way that it's good is if you fuse something onto it, and if you want the highest damage output possible, you gotta kill something that's strong, that's going to, you know, take weapons, so you can even get its horn or whatever. Yeah, that kinda bothers me. I figured out a way to work with it, but then I'm afraid we come to the main thing that really made me dislike the dang game. Its storyline is garbage. And I've only ever said that about one other game, and that was Thief. And if you played Thief, you know what I'm talking about. And if you actually liked the storyline, I'm wondering if we played the same effing game. It had a crappy storyline, but let's not get into Thief. I will link in the description the video I watched, or you can look it up yourself. It was literally called I Hate Tears of the Kingdom. Oh no! No, 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 no. Ah! This isn't good. Oh, they're angry. Oh no! Let me heal! I don't dare take Ludwig's blade to them. Are you seriously breathing fire? These things were bad enough. You do not need to have them breathing effing fire. I thought those were regular, then I noticed they were all red and crap. It's like, something's wrong here. Oh, where'd the other one go? Oh, he went back, he went back. Hey, come here. Oh, your master is behind the corner. Hi. No, 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 no. I have no maneuvering room in here. This is not good. No, 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 that's what I needed. Obviously the mob version of these guys is a lot easier to deal with than, you know, the boss, because they have a lot less health. Oh, okay. As I was saying before I got the crap scared out of me by those things, I will link in the video of the one I watched of the person who hates Tears of the Kingdom, so that you can understand all the things I agreed with them about. And I agreed with basically everything. Did I get slightly story spoilered? Kind of, but I sort of already knew based off of little things I'd seen, so I was already spoiled. It didn't matter. If you don't want story spoilers, though, you're not gonna want to watch the dang video. But, yeah, I am really not the biggest fan of Tears of the Kingdom. And heck, I was telling my brother bare basics about the tutorial part, and he made the comment that they should have just made Tears of the Kingdom like a big DLC the way The Witcher 3 did with... Which one was it? I know there's 2 DLCs. I don't know which one remember which one he said, but... Huh? Is this just a circle? It's just a circle. Okay. But with one of the DLCs, it's effing huge. It could be its own thing if it wanted to. But they made it a DLC instead of making a whole additional game. And my brother said they probably should have done that with Tears of the Kingdom. I couldn't find it in myself to disagree with him. Because guys, come on. Tears of the Kingdom is a lot of copy and paste from Breath of the Wild, and it's disgusting. It's like, it's copy and paste, but then you're doing alterations. Mind you, that's not a bad thing if you do it kind of right. Like, I would say Majora's Mask being a sequel to Ocarina of Time, that copy and paste with alterations worked because they made things different enough that it didn't make the game annoying. Can Majora's Mask be kind of stressful? I mean, arguably, yeah. You are on a 3-day cycle, so it's gonna be kind of stressful. Heck, I had to have a guidebook for that, because I didn't know YouTube was a thing yet. But I'm also particularly dumb, and I wasn't much better when I was younger. If anything, I was worse. But it's like, Tears of the Kingdom was done in just a bad way. It was the same Zelda world as Breath of the Wild. You just added Sky Islands and the depths, and then you put some differences on the surface too. Something else that bugged me was that everyone else appears to have, you know, changed in some way. Like or at least aged, but the best example I can give of this is in Terrytown. The 2 who got married, they had a kid, and you can meet their effing daughter. Who, at best guess, I would call maybe like between the ages of 5 to 8. So, in that case, how come Link and Zelda look like no different whatsoever other than Zelda's haircut? Which I will actually say I like better than her longer hairstyle. But we're not talking about that. But I will put that video link in the description. You people can look at it yourself. And you can watch how that person completely picks apart the stupidity of Tears of the effing Kingdom, okay? The game was not designed well. Ow. Oh dear goodness. I'm dead. How'd that not kill me? Dude, let me get up at least. Alright, I already think I should contemplate getting some NPC hunters to help me. Oh my gosh, it's such a habit to lock on. I shouldn't do that with him. Locking on is actually a hindrance with this guy. I'm not sure how I dodged that. Ow. I'd rather deal with his bursts of electricity than him slapping me. Not that it's much better, mind you. It still hurts. My gosh, your movement is so effing erratic. How'd that not hit me? And I am lagging. Oh my word. I am effing lagging. A lot. I can't even see him to hit him half the time. He's in the way of my camera. F and A. Why am I lagging? I got lucky. Oh my word, I really got lucky there. Oh. Okay, this is just annoying. Wow, my PC is making a lot of noise. Probably because it's working so hard to stream this. You'd think the PS4 would be making that noise since it's running the game. Oh, I finally knocked him down. He still hurts. Do not make that mistake. He's still going to hurt you. Ow. Dude. Get off my case for 10 seconds. I don't know how I'm avoiding these bolts of lightning. It is entirely accidental. Ugh. There's no way I'm gonna get this. Oh dear. I was expecting that. I'm gonna turn my volume back down because that's just loud. Is that the computer or the PS5 making that noise? PS5, PS2. Wow, I can't say it at all tonight. PS4. Gosh, everything on here is lagging like effing nuts. What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna summon one of these NPC dudes. He's probably going to go aggro the silver beast, so I better go kill it. The AIs are stupid. Yo. Have we met? We might have. Let's go. Preferably the right direction. This, honestly, is just going to be frustrating because of how fast this thing moves. And it's erratic. Ow, my arm. And believe me, that ain't helping. Really? You immediately come after me. I'd be flattered if you weren't trying to, kill Cousin. Okay, this could be like Amidala over again. It's basically gonna be a meat shield. Ow! Stop it! He's smacking me into further hits. That's a good move, but it's really frustrating. It's like playing viola in Soul Calibur, what, 4? You just juggle your opponent so they can't do anything. Oh, crap, I'm stuck. I can't see... Ow. I wish he wouldn't get right up in your camera's grill, because that's annoying. You should focus on him, perhaps. Like, seriously. He's tastier, I promise. Ugh. Whether it's the regular boss fight, I don't care for this, because he's just so damn fast. And how much, of course, he moves the F around. It's so really annoying. I'm spinning to win a little too much, but it hits him several times. That's why I'm doing it. Crap. And then I have no room to escape because I'm still stuck in the move. I really shouldn't do this. Oh! He actually did not like that. In fact, he really didn't like that. I knocked his electricity off of him. Keep hitting him, don't let him recover. This is the ideal way you put up with this guy. You knock out his electricity, and while he's down, you just keep hitting him. I know, rude. But can you blame me? He's infuriating. Well, that works. Of course, if you don't have Arcane, you can't pull that off, now can you? You need at least 40 for Call Beyond. My Arcane stat is at 70. Did I hit him on accident right there? Please get out of my effing camera. If I hit him on accident, obviously that's a good thing. Alright, there, that's better. He helped, and figuring out how to use the Call Beyond better was definitely good. Thank you, sir. Am I gonna do the next one? F no. Why would I do the next Chalice when I already didn't really want to do this one? Okay. Repair. Let's put these back. Oh my gosh, that is really effing hurting. I'm not sure if I need to be concerned about poison, but I'll keep those on me. No. No. Let's pop that. Why not? Okay. Ow. Okay, Minna's gonna have to edit in her, ending screen because her arm really effing hurts. And I am sorry, this was just an hour-long stream. But guys, I really don't like Chalice dungeons. Now that begs the question, which would I prefer to do? Korok Seed hunting or Chalice dungeons? You know what? Chalice dungeons. I hate the Korok Seeds even more. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, so... On Twitch, under the About section, you can find links to everything you can join, follow, support me on. Just look around. There's also links to my YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, there are links on my profile for the same thing. links, follow, and support. Ah, gosh dang it. Why is this really bad? Brenda, we'll see you next time. Her arm hopefully doesn't hurt like this. And, yeah, I'm wishing you all well. See you again whenever I can. Ah, gosh dang it. What did I do?